The whole coup d'etat issue which is happening in Africa, each and every day, the news of this whole coup d'etat is not stopping. We are getting new feedback, new coup d'etats in various African countries, and today we are learning of yet another coup d'etat. Now, what is really more shocking is that this particular coup d'etat which happened, it's not the first which happened this year. Remember or recall that some few weeks ago we gave you an update in Madagascar, and this particular update that we gave you, it was about a coup d'etat or military takeover together with a host of others which happened earlier in the year. But then what makes this significant is the fact that Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama for the first time has sent out a letter condemning this and saying that the soldiers who took over the country and ousted the president. Now we are learning that the president of Guinea-Bissau is currently detained. President Mahama was calling the Coup Plotters to step down and also make sure that the current president, who is now ousted, the Guinea-Bissau president who is now ousted, he should be retained. Now, what is even more shocking is that this country, up until recently, had their elections, and they were on the verge of announcing the winner. And before we realize, the military took over, and their argument is that there are a whole lot of shady things which is really going on. So they had to step in to stop this or perhaps mitigate the issue. Now, the Coup Plotters, those who are involved in this whole coup d'etat issue, they've come out to speak definitely, and then they are also saying that the main reason why they did this is because they wanted to safeguard the country, and they are blaming it on issues like drug trafficking and also people who want to attack Guinea-Bissau for no apparent reason. So we'll be looking at that video in a bit, and also be looking at other arguments and also other reports which is coming in regards with this particular issue, and how people are saying that it is very bad because just when we thought that everything was going on well, Guinea-Bissau was having a democratic election, boom, we have this particular sad news. Now, let us put this on the screens and let's get a take on what BBC said. When we come back, we'll be looking at a whole lot of things. Now, BBC News Africa posted, update, Guinea-Bissau's military says it has taken full control of the country after detaining President Umara Sissoco Embalo. The officers say they've suspended the electoral process and closed all borders indefinitely. It's still unclear whether anyone else was detained along the president. So now this BBC News saying that yes, they got the news, they were updated that a coup d'etat had happened in Guinea-Bissau, and the president, whose name is Umaru Sissoco Embalo, he has been detained together with some of his staff. And then the newspaper went on to say that they aren't sure of the number of people who have been detained by the military. Now down there you can see this was the first update that they brought. Guinea-Bissau's President Umaru Sissoco Embalo has been arrested by armed men just days after a disputed election in which the main opposition was barred. Gunfire was heard in the capital as Embalo and challenger Fernando Dias claimed victory. So according to the BBC, this president who has been abducted or perhaps arrested by the military, they are saying that this man up until recently was just engaged in the whole electoral system to get himself nominated for him to be or to continue as the country's president. But then what is really more shocking here is that the main opposition party was barred from actually contesting that particular election. So we don't know if this whole thing was an insurgency or so, but then the other party, which is also led by Fernando Dias, they also contest, and they are saying that they won, and the president at that time, who has now been deposed, was also saying he had won. So the army is coming in. We don't know the reason why We don't know their motive, and we don't also know how long they will be staying in power. Now, as I said earlier on, we have more videos here, videos of what really went on, videos of some of the things that went on the streets when all of these things were happening. So we'll be looking at some of the video, we're watching some of the video where the military was announcing the reason behind this coup d'etat. Okay, and also why they are doing this and the reason for them doing this. So it's in French, but the subtitles are in English. So please kindly pay attention to the words of the now new military leader of Guinea-Bissau.
Denis Nkanha, chefe da Casa Militar do Presidente da República. O Alto Comando Militar para a Restauração de Segurança Nacional e Ordem Pública. Comunicado. Instaurado pela alta chefia de diferentes ramos das Forças Armadas, o Alto Comando Militar para a Restauração de Segurança Nacional e Ordem Pública acaba de assumir plenitude dos poderes do Estado da República da Guiné-Bissau. Profundamente comprometido com os valores de segurança nacional, paz civil, da defesa da integridade territorial e independência da Guiné-Bissau, o Alto Comando Militar para a Restauração de Segurança Nacional e Ordem Pública reage à descoberta de um plano em curso de desestabilização do nosso país, para a operacionalização da qual se montou um esquema operacional oriundo de alguns políticos nacionais, com a participação do conhecido barão de droga, nacionais e estrangeiros, bem como tentativa de manipulação de resultados eleitorais. Para a efetivação desse plano, foi descoberto pelo Serviço de Informação de Estado um depósito de armamento de guerra. Assim, até que toda a situação seja convenientemente esclarecida e reposta as condições para pleno retorno à normalidade constitucional, o Alto Comando Militar para a Restauração de Segurança Nacional e Ordem Pública decide depor imediatamente o Presidente da República, encerrar até a novas ordens todas as instituições da República da Guiné-Bissau. Suspender até a novas ordens, as atividades de todos os órgãos de comunicação social. Suspender imediatamente o processo eleitoral em curso. Encerrar a fronteira terrestre, marítimo, espaço aéreo nacional. Estabelecer recolher obrigatório das 19 horas até 6 horas, até as ordens contrárias, até repostas as condições necessárias para restaurar a normalidade constitucional do Estado da Guiné, do guineenses. O Alto Comando Militar para a Restauração de Segurança Nacional e Ordem Pública exercerá o poder do Estado a contar desta data. O Alto Comando Militar para a Restauração de Segurança do Estado e Ordem Pública apela à calma, a colaboração dos guineenses e compreensão de todos perante essa grave situação imposta pela uma emergência nacional. Bissau, 26 de novembro de 2025, Alto Comando Militar para a Restauração da Ordem Nacional. Muito obrigado.
So this was what the military actually said, and basically they were giving their reasons why the coup d'etat which happened had to happen, and some of their reasons were that they are doing this because the country is now being destabilized because of a whole lot of things, and some people were trying to do bad things in the country. So the coup d'etat in Guinea-Bissau had to happen. That is their argument. But then, as we said earlier on, the international community, they are not buying this. And if you don't know, Guinea-Bissau is a country which was formerly colonized by Portugal. So the Portuguese government have also issued a statement saying that this is very bad. Why? Because the country had elections. The election results were supposed to be out today or tomorrow. And now military have stepped in. So basically, they've ignored the whole process. And Guinea-Bissau wanted to, be a country where they will have their name, that we've had successive governments come and go, and our democracy is strong. Because all along we are seeing many coup d'etats happen in various countries. So Guinea-Bissau wanted to follow in the steps of Ghana, but unfortunately this coup d'etat happened. So that is when His Excellency Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama, he also came into the picture. Now, the reason why John Dramani Mahama came into the picture is so simple. He is saying that what happened in coup d'etat, what happened in Guinea-Bissau should not have happened. The coup d'etat that happened should not have happened. Now, the argument that he is making perhaps is valid because election was on. The two opposing parties, one of them was supposed to win. But then what makes this also a bit shocking is that the main opposition party was so barred from contesting the elections. But regardless, Ghana's president has weighed in on this, with Ghana's foreign minister Okututa Blakwa coming in to blast the Guinea-Bissau government, the Guinea-Bissau military, for doing such a thing. Now let's put this on the screens. As you can see, it says here, Ghana condemns military takeover in Guinea-Bissau, demands immediate restoration of democracy and declaration of election results. So Ghana's foreign minister Okututa Blakwa is not taking this lightly. He, together with the office of the presidency here in Ghana, they are saying that what happened should not have happened. The coup d'etat that happened should not have happened. The military takeover should not have happened. And then they brought out a press release detailing why they believe that this whole coup d'etat thing is not really helping and it's not going to help. So let's put this on the screens and read it together. This is the press release and a press statement which came from Ghana's foreign ministry. And definitely it was approved and appended by the president of Ghana. Now it reads here that Ghana condemns military takeover in Guinea-Bissau, Accra, 26th of November 2025. So that was yesterday. It said the government of the Republic of Ghana strongly and unequivocally condemns the coup d'etat carried out by elements of the military in the Republic of Guinea-Bissau. The unconstitutional usurpation of authority represents a direct assault on democratic governance and disrupts the electoral process that followed the peaceful conduct of presidential and legislative elections on 23rd November 2025. So, according to the government of Ghana, what happened was unconstitutional because the country had elections just on the 23rd. And then 2 days or 3 days afterwards, the military have stepped in. Why wouldn't you allow the Electoral Commission to do their job and declare who won? Now, it further goes on to say that the government of Ghana views this development with profound concern and expresses deep dissatisfaction in the brazen attempt to overturn the will of the people of Guinea-Bissau. The action has dangerously intercepted or interrupted the democratic trajectory of the nation and obstructed the anticipated announcement of the election results scheduled for 27th November 2025. So today was the day that Guinea-Bissau's Electoral Commission was supposed to announce who had won the elections. And yes, so the military took over. And Ghana is saying that they are not happy with what went on. Now, it further goes on to say that the government of Ghana views this development with profound concern and expresses this deep dissatisfaction at the brazen attempt to overturn the will of the people Guinea-Bissau. The action has dangerously interrupted the democracy trajectory of the nation, obstructed the anticipated announcement of the election results scheduled for 27th November 2025. However, Ghana calls for immediate restoration of constitutional order in Guinea-Bissau and urges all actors to respect the democratic process. Any grievances insisting from the election must be addressed solely through peaceful, transparent, and legally recognized mechanisms. So, Ghana is saying that whatever has happened, but then still they want the military to hand over power to the government because according to them, this whole thing that has happened is only taking the country back. So and Ghana also believe that whatever has happened, if you have an issue with the election, if you have an issue with the results, the best thing for you to do is to go to the court and make your case heard. But then the people of Guinea-Bissau says that, or their view is that we've been having this whole conversation for the past years, but still nothing is being done. And then we are here, the politicians are on and on and on and on, and nothing better is being done. Now, it further goes on to say that the government of Ghana further demands that the security and fundamental rights of all citizens and foreign nationals be safeguarded. Particularly, emphasis is placed on the protection of officials of the ECOWAS election observation mission currently deployed in Guinea-Bissau, whose safety and secure passage must be guaranteed without delay. So Ghana is also saying that, whatever has happened has happened. But then the ECOWAS election committee, which is basically overseeing the election and the electoral process, now they are caught in the middle of all of these whole brouhaha and all of these coup d'etat. So the best thing for them to do, or the best thing for the military, the Guinea-Bissau military to do, is for them to make sure that those who are trapped in the country, the foreign nationals, they be given a passage to safely leave the country. Because as it is now, many people in the country, especially the foreign nationals, their lives are at stake. And this is something which Ghana says that, we are not happy with it. The president of Ghana disapproves of this whole thing. And they want the military to basically step down and make sure that all those who have been trapped in the country, including Ghanaian nationals, be released from the country or be allowed to leave the country peacefully. Now, it goes on to say that Ghana appeals to the people of Guinea-Bissau to remain calm, exercise maximum restraint, and avoid actions that may escalate tensions. The government of Ghana reaffirms its full support for ECOWAS and the African Union in the coordinated response to the situation in accordance to the regional and continental protocols on democracy, good governance, and constitutional rule. So basically, the government or Mahama's administration also further went on to say that, if you are watching this and you're in Guinea-Bissau, okay, and you feel like, whatever has happened is very bad, it's something that we are not happy with, and then we feel like we've been trapped, we feel like our will have been subverted, we feel like our democracy, our freedom have been trampled upon, Ghana says it is with you, and that it will work through ECOWAS to restore calm. I don't know how this is going to work, because most of these Portuguese countries and Francophone countries, these countries which were formerly colonized by the France and also Portugal, whenever a coup d'etat happened in those countries, what you see is that they quickly leave the ECOWAS and they form a great alliance with Russia. So we don't know if Guinea-Bissau will go on that tangent. But in Guinea-Bissau, over the past 30 years, it has had over 9 coup d'etat. So it is not new. But then it was trying to build its democracy. And then bam, the military thing did happen. And the military is saying that this thing happened because we had issues with the way the country was being governed. But then Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama believes that whatever is happening is not the best. If you have issues, just like how, up until recently, Ghana, we had an issue with the elections. You go to court, you make your case, you bring the pink sheet. But then some military personnel are of the view that this whole thing, which have been going on and on and on and on, whenever they take it to court, the government in power subverts the will of the people. They make sure that they turn the hands of justice to favor them. Do you get what I'm saying? So, this is definitely a sad issue, but then it's something worth watching. And then we are looking at this from all perspectives, okay? To make sure that at the end of the day, whatever is happening, we give you all the latest in regards with this. So, we'll be looking at all of these things closely as we try and move on to the other updates. Once again, we are live, so you can bring in your comments, whatever you want to talk about, or perhaps if you want to share your opinion, we are here for you. So that is the whole basic thing which is really going on in Guinea-Bissau. Currently, it has been reported, but then what we can also say is that the international community have joined hands. They are in solidarity condemning these acts and these actions, saying that it is very unconstitutional and it is not. It wouldn't augur well for the development and the growth of of Guinea-Bissau in terms of the whole coup d'etat thing. So that is the whole issue that is really happening now. Let's move on to this particular issue. Mewukasi sisiano Dr. Baumia the campaign team. Lawyer attachia, because when you say lawyer attachia, I don't know DH or one of the lawyers are so DH mama MP before be a yachomo. Besa lawyer attachia or the same be ababe tuja during the campaign trail. On another mucho in Japan, he went head on head with him. And now the Ken Japan's campaign team is saying, this whole thing that went on, some same way a course no. Idea attachia, I said that pan of book. And our person who in Japan in Nimas. Now, for more among share in some lawyer attach Kaya, the camp of Guinea Japan Mubufunum. Let us watch this very video quickly. Ye babaka, ye bet to us because basically no second Japan on the presidential material pa onyebi.
Na matitin sembi na yemesere. Obi se o sikapa. Sikankwa. Eye den na pa grant. Ebu sikano. Na yedi tumi ni ko share dan kwansa. If you say empeni mono, any nyansa mono, and yes, you can't go on. Obi say nano yapa. Okasaba. Motherfucker. Matisasa mono. Motherfucker. Unim and this is oh try motherfucker. Na why a play to be say wait ye elections no. Ye nko campaign. Ye bebo play to no motherfucker. Hey, motherfucker, and go UN. United Nations. Now the book of four become motherfucker.
Amen. So in some ekoso, no. Yeah. So, so. All right. So let me say your voice, the sound. No, we are having an issue with the sound. So we'll try and fix it right. Hello. Okay. Okay. I think so now we are good. So in some way, and a lawyer attached here, Edibe Tuja, and quickly, the campaign team of Ken Japan. As you can see on the screen, which was Kwesi Kwarteng and a Troy reposted video. I'll say your candidate authored motherfucker for the past. I'll say your candidate didn't utter mfaka for the past 8 years. Okay, yet the dollar hit 17 to a cedi. That should be a real concern. Again, Osanso tries to say, indeed, the UN and the international community would prefer a bold, honest leader who occasionally uses the word motherfucker to unrepresent liar who has a zero credibility in both economic management and leadership. So the camp of Ken Japan was hit hard. Lawyer attach ya say lawyer attach ya could now say Ken Japan sorry the before say motherfucker intino ontimi nye president o de yate second timi ye president yate one na wo candidates no one come motherfucker da now so otna so ebre oka so oba obechi dollar and otna so my dollar equal 17 Ghana cedis. What are you here to tell us? In some what do you want to tell us? So that is the issue at Ekoso. Now, Yebebo Shini acquired the camp of a year hoops now because now to or the same be Ababe Tuja say a year His Excellency John Dramani Mahama why be pa amasebi niaje. Baku had to do with a year the extension of a year IGP Yohunu a year Sisiano Yesi Amano. Ya extend this now yedi can be to ya extend a year ni stay no by 2 years because initially nanka ending of this year no and anko be the 60 years na just say retirement no and a year police leadership no omu petition a year His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say anke be ya kwa pa no yen san so enfa enfie ni bi enka no because ba na se edwuma ho abo no it is worth commending. Na yen kwahwe a year in sema a year usinadoye edituja ye babaka. We will definitely continue with this particular update.
Say, your politics, I don't think say President Mahama best and you know there you know. I didn't make us a coup for the time. We appointed you know as deputy IGP and I'm
of course. I know you say na mamu no be corner we
no. I know appointed no deputy IGP. Deputy IGP now appointed no so no. Na say what timi who say wo mo ne dampare ntemu nhyɛ da nye papa. Etan ko mo pese o mo yusu yo no. E de ye adwuma bi o mo pese o mo ye. E ma me de de ogroma. E be ye fubuja e ogroma say. Eti se ke ye hwe no political side a. E ka officer John Mahama be appoint yo no. Enye sa. Wan fa politics abom. Wo hwe merit. Deeper in the adwuma obey. And I can tell you say there is no police officer in this country our war informant.
They say about operational area.
There is no police officer.
Yeah.
Say informant. I don't know. I got to know very well close after 2012 elections.
Okay.
Yekasi entiasi yeko shia was circle honoma. Yesi yeta hiri square ni ade no. That's why deputy. No, I'm saying why operations and Greater Accra operations and Chen Obey deputy.
That's how this woman
Rosa Tinga.
Rosa Tinga.
That's right.
I'm not wife.
What done the baby you know? What done the baby you know? So it. And to a mobile, no. Just say boys no. I'm quite no mobile. Eti mi husana na mesiapo. Me kona me dan say obi anko no obi ekọ na chi obi anko say no obi ekọ e ho na ofre me no oje me number
okay
ana ofra she me no say me save obe frɛ me and am say okay and the ye wie no ofre me one day no say look the way ya a police for ye omuntie onya ba ya omuatie no you are going to be my friend ye be adwuma bom
wow
so on that no that's how we got to know look Hadden criminals are omuchichi omu kumase tabaleni ahebia no eye ye ononsa no adwuma wo woni team mame manyaika wanu
okay no political nim
mame nya hodoka davi esa davi am very yibi so dey tell no wo obi a wo ye adwuma now obi a wo ye yes wo ye operational man and oba be ye IGP wonim Oshenie yedi yiye no ne colleagues any idea onkonko yes ni biom enti ono no empedifo no COPs no wo hono no as much as possible no woni wo mo eko fine bim say ebia enko ni ho a the next person and guys will take it over no ebe ye kakra de but I say what game na say no mo so ntwen can 1 week kra de man Nigeria ebia no so anya extension bi so dey no enti one day dey make nyina ne say Ghana for mo me man support because who say Ghana for answer no ya ye hunya atom kakra wo mo a eya no ma she gown no mo boduku no mo atade atwi fom no na even dey praise him ni ade no some crofo no ne say o mo ye papa o she shows they say Medofo you two wash the shorts yellow, ne fatani ya. That's all qua. Yes, na shata de bi no. We dey, just odo dey. O man dey credit to okobu nsam jam. Sana Ghana for yet here. Obi a wo ka no kra bia na say we wo di pa bone for pa. Na di odi tropa no. Ha? Wo ne hu ni say wo ye yi. Sana Ghana yet here. Eti no, ma ye ntietie enkrofo. Asifu say Nkrofo mu ye de ni asif say omo time omo ama extension asif say omo ama extension me de mu nkrofo bi a me lobby extension ma omo I can say it without any fear me lobby extension ma omo so on that no enti ma ye nye sad na asif say Ghana e ko na wie ya no this is a good person obetwe LPP for suba ne say obi bianka omune na nya bia no ba ne nye bibia wo aban we mu wo musuba no ye kasa say de hope see NDC communicator I am proud so be describe me sir obenya party over Ben communicator. Eh? Atadia Bishay, maybe I would order Medin was a million.
UP.
Yeah, United Party. But yeah, United Party no. Yeah, your principle is say, yeah, Detroit.
Okay.
I didn't hear Papa. We are building a nation. Tama ye bega buga no. Eye election year. E no na Ghana for beji ye di o. What you say? Na dey fita we black. Adi na ye yellow pa we say there be we dey blue. Ghana for you would. You know, we are helping to shape the nation. And the brabia meka see a two about we ye. Alanche mantin eden impedifo ye for President Mahama ho. Eko komana mo. Ana alanche mantin say adwene de mitimu no. Samanya memfa nhye me ho. Me de boa e yo man ye ade ye pe. Eti ne ope wo bu bia no. Fa ye adwuma. Ana oje e no asese wan fa magraga ma be wia. What do you abroad yesterday? Na se me kukoya. You expect me say me metna. Na idea ya gogoto ya no me ma criticize. I will not do it. Right.
Okay. So that was a year hosting Adoyen Sama or the Etuja. Now quickly moving on to this particular update. Women ya always screen so no a different na toshi. This woman is breaking bounds, and this particular woman is causing a whole lot of turmoil in the New Patriotic Party. Women who say in Japan the campaign team no oba pa ko wo obubu boss all kind bemeti boom na no me nua bema Chris or kind one say women the voice me do ampa who change the voice okasa yes oba now so the voice no esim bema ye base. It's clearly no she's putting up colliding the men their heads together. Now MPP for no the fraction Baumia fraction no omubuofu adan woman yi oye campaign etia Baumia kwasiafo ankoni kin Japan enant no onye campaign for Baumia na adwen ni Baumia for bi omu team no ebi ni omu team, some of them, not all of them. Some of them. Well, in regards with this, no, Omaka so na toshi ye no so onu die or na onia or ndi boni bi na so so be expose. I didn't say the aba. Yes, by the champion 20 cents, in Japan 10 cents. It's not toshi si anu aba. Now so person chest or your ba be kon ko ding. Ama ye de eye kin Japan aba dia. Ene wo so ye de 20 cents beba. Anche bia na MPP4 Eko peke scandals, si okudi bi MMDCs, ena natoshi ebeka say force. In fact, omo de for GH1 TV, omo newscast so ena GH1 say enye no kre, they did not write this. Minuka saying abronye together with whom to me part say share. Enye no kre woman no, ye be dig in the past. We will definitely find it. Yenko tie nsema eye abronye edituja ye babaka ye beto aso.
Mumisa na atosi. Mumisa na this simple MPP delegates. Mumisa na atosi say osi common fana omuntua finance minister ntua. Ema ne koka kire Baumia mfinu. Mumisa say na appointment letter as administrator no Baumia na sign ya na. Enye Baumia. Monsani misa na atosi say eba ne sign na Damboche former local government minister or tire letter command president Akufo-Addo say ne na atosi eye no MPP ebe lusu 2024 elections because common fund bar na atosi atna so no the year investment or other banks where Damboche letter Honorable Damboche Otiasi Onwuye. Damboche fired a letter to President Akufo-Addo about NATOC activities here. Oh yeah, ewo common fund ho. Say, you release common fund the man say, on fanko assembly sna. Etimi take 6 months. No ne banks in the year investment. And Damboche stated categorically say, se common fund and co assembly Emma DC for and find ya juma a weekend party ni base. Damboche wrote that letter to Namado Danko Akufo-Addo on 2 occasions. on 2 occasions. There were copies of those letters. Now, emrani beti free no. Ye be sanini nyina gu social media. And then ye teaser. There were copies of those letters. Adam Boche a letter about Natoshi at the command President Akufo-Addo say, come on from the bar, na Natoshi atnaso or manning ko assemblies na weekend party no because say assembly no and yet the local a year.
Okay, inti abronya ne sense we be tujwa and chebia na aye won to me FM omo presenters omo so much. Now according to them no na atoshi we aye ka na asema ene we yi neni ana we yi neni ode si baumia ene ne call for so no o ka ama to Ghana for nyina etrim say NDC for Emma na atoshi we 1 million Ghana cedis contracts. Enuta na ene wada no hu duaboa all fight on one kasa nipa last year, as and last year 2024 and last 2 years 2023 when Baumia went for the flag bearership race in 2023. Now Natoshi Idi Baumiachi. Natoshi was Baumia girl. Last year elections, Natoshi was campaigning for Baumia. A band is saying that all this and within this particular short time, no, what Danny Wayne I see they also supporting King in Japan. Now you are campaigning against Dr. Baumia. And no, I want to me for said they be baby woman with or J contracts. Or J contracts a fee a year your friend is saying NDC for her. You could see how a year omudi tujo omudi in same way to babaka a better also.
I think yeah, by power 2021 October. And see me share common fan a buy omudi 220 buy at a go. It me here now compare someone NDC was on near about 644,000, which is about 6.44 billion. And my colleague now all can your first term or no so be inherited that 6.44 billion. It's the buy first quarter the last quarter no 286, which is about 2.86 billion. It's as I call anymore now say as about 250, which is about 2.5 billion. It's April 2022 na me share letter me capture a reduction of the common fund. And me said the common fund city so no. As at the time no na your colleagues no NDC for so na cement bank is about 30 cedis. Now as I time na cement bank no call almost 100 cedis. And since all the 2.5 and answer 2.8 premier me na me dia ya adwuma ama this is na benefit. I'm a party for so who say this year na the labano o ye bibia mo so ani aka enti me ya letter na me de ba akra enti me ba akra no me first one no na you say oni office na ko ba me tra office all the whole day wanti me ama enti ma anya no ana me say ekoye enti another time me say by the same thing enti third one me buy no and the secretary no e ka kire me that was the fourth one and the secretary ka kire me say oh what bread and then the oma me wo enti no kokufu no. Before that, me buy first and second, third one, no amount to no. And I'm Sunday me request at the man on WhatsApp. And I reply me say the phone in the post office. Man is send it document be and the phone studio. Or reply me say
now to see can the phone in your post office. And then send the letter man will help you.
Honorable now to see or see the phone in your post office. Man is send it. BBC the WhatsApp line studio. Until I took the pain and I decided a conquer. Would you send it is KG a band cry? Sabre and one spend the crown. Would between 4,000 to 5,000. So I would have for any car no alcohol buy ya cano and no me a fuel. And I'm beside bad you. It's me buy no. And I'm the secretary say, what break? What bahasa? Let the home I until remember one. Since the home we remember no more between we remember no between. That's secretary now for the chain. No, for reminder no. Until we want a secretary in the car said, "Ma, me say me ma." And I'm a quiet. It will do any family will be to a minimum. And I will be saying, say, "Well, money akunya. Oh, whom you are saying this is what you want." No, so ma, I'm coming to you for a discussion. What's what discussion? I heard you are here severally. and it's because of your common fund. I don't have anything to give you. Go back to your regional minister. I want to say, Mama, it's a serious issue. That is why I travel all along from Senate East to join you. So kindly try your best to be able to listen to me. Also, no, only maintaining Komobia, it is a issue. Minko whom a regional minister. In fact, we were who that very day. Say, it's me uncle, Nanado Appointino. One of the bit me up one and I'm a Juma. I'm say, who said, Senate is for the Nanado Abine air boy, say no cheating me. And see me buy, and now. Upon discussing our platform, quality also on Mekaya, on Mekaya, on our platform, made to say, now to see Juma or dear Dimino, Mania, and you party for the public attraction of Muncasanchano. Now, Sabio, the Casa, and Munipa. Now, Suena or then I do a Bema party, no, Saturday, dear Dimino, no, did you for the Bema party now? I hear him. I will hear him. Eti mikika mi nsam saa no na yankofo no bi forward e ma no ti o ha na me regional minister friend say na to si say me di natem na me si me ni natem na to si ko ya ni nti a ama me bo afu a me kan kase no say ye common fan what is so about be do say 2.5 2.8 billion no all currency no enti e be da na ya dey higher development na say ma ba o tell what teach me say ya Ukro no so one my MP NDC MP no 1 man over 1 million contract o si say the classroom block.
Hey, City East NDC MP 1 man contract.
1 man contract. Common farm contract. Our dear city vet school I wo. Now the most painful aspect you say. Na me to as this me nya where say na to share man. Until me hear investigation say what project is going on here? And son, I'm out for catching him. And I'm going to see Crabo, Mamma, and say, I'm not project to say, I got time of Moko Cattis or the I should have been involved. So that my party for who say,
or trail letters about that contract, young copy would this,
as of now, we need documents to be a was some there, and say, your friend say, come on, I'm we project with the anymore. The investigation I'm here and son, I mean, and I'm the catcher regional minister said, send out what you do. Sir, even at the time of Moko a cartesian for the project, nobody informed me. I'm not aware. Me was not a party force with Dimatem. Sir, we are trusting. And I said, you may offer no hour, NDC, or Mamma the project in all year. And I may not mean Cabibia because, said you or I may offer. Let me say, I'm not even aware of the issue. And the mere investigation, I'm a catcher region said, this is what Natasha has done to me. As I say, my party for the Dimatem, I will send it to. Meanwhile, I don't know anything about it. Omoko Katisha the Kwano, and Casabio, Obi Papa Mowabi, and then I would be associated with Danasi. And Janko Katisha the Kwan, common friends of Oemia, my contract, Zinti, Brana Yanko Katisha, no one who say, I buy it to show MPP, I buy it, see that. Since we class on dog Nama vocational school, nothing like that happened. And when the issues are, here can say not or no other boy collapsing all MMDs. Look, after their time, you be too quiet. After the giant castle, they are for a chotro, they are for bus, and Sunday at Timia Bank and answer at Timia because there was no money in the system out with the bell running. Now, not to Shikoya, as at the time of NDC by here, NDC shall say a release of a common farmer. And I'm sending man on WhatsApp say, you see how wicked you were to us. Oh, I told her. I said, you see how wicked you were to us. What say I men kasa or don't know you're wicked. Now, Sikana no de my no, and another and a catcher and say on farm my no to be find a person emphasize Sikana my. And I'm saying, look, this is another cry. I should have a chat to me, chatting, and I have to chat.
I have the chat on your phone.
I have it. I still have it. And I'm beside to say, send another cry, catch you say, you see, I do you so I can make a cry. And this Amobakaya, Damboche, a year letter, and they call Nato Shiwa. Some of us have to report Nato City Damboche. But because another Damboche Casa, Obian Tino, and I'm having a arrogant, in the open. And some of us were actually supporting Damboche, say, or be making sure, say, yes, so you may common find the year, Juma. And it's why your mind say, why your assemblies say, why a party ni say na ene usa na nam say Mahama na ama ya lusu na ya nto abama no yan ko to abama Kennedy because who person who be the vice president Mahama so on farm out no
vice president dey on
bisa na to si say opa friend no na to si be sia ye o friend bunu isi nyina be sia ye won kran obesia ye nkran no I stood up who dey bisa ya quality ni nyina ye ne German for na ti wo no ye no mu kosia o honom ye no mu nyina kosia o bunu is a half ye kosia o na to si wo I think 2-3 months ago I was declared the support say no was supported by Omia and I me o kan na sem nyina wie no and I me sorry say many asemesia me ma o WhatsApp many asemesia brebi me ba wo nche a wo ye bi say ni nyina afa no I shock or say the one I'm say yes I'm the one I me na we pity me sa no and I'm not saying this because and then what declare support am about Omia because your hon obi ali say me about Omia but who no subana wo da na die no I can't na me you see and I don't think say wo da die no going forward no sa subana no men ko da na die oba bia bi and I call this say any power bi and I'm saying yes any power bi I'm telling her so that achira na me abon na about power na man position man say na yes I do enti ma me we what declare opposition ama ba Omia na wa ko ka che nyina say support ba Omia na within the twinkle of an eye no what's our done say we dey work na boni a wudi ye na ye nyina say what's our 16 so aka ko guba Omia so enti as at the time when ye bi mo ba won che na wo twiti ye say kwala nketenkete na sa me no na ba Omia de so say kokoye sa na ye wo a wusuba no sabi o wo a wu o quality na no mo ye appointees no and ma ye ko du mpempe so a ya du no enti ni me kan say ye wo nkofobia no mo kasa na to si wakodi Kennedy achi na fefe na ye bi mo ya sorry na ye kan no say so I want to tell them say and the first time me DJ Kofi my former DC for Senate is make na to si asem no
Therefore, in some way, Anna Abetoja clearly you could see say now Toshi they are taking her to the gutters. Now Toshi there needs some be brave because she starts a bubu dinsa which we see so and let's also say her campaign now is becoming very very effective. So like the old adage goes, if you can't beat them, kill them. You don't join them, you kill them. That's exactly what the Baumia campaign team no we'll be coming back to that issue, but quickly you're moving on to Dr. Baumia because me know can say past the bia odi kind prophesy say helicopter crash no ebesi na MPP for NDC mpanifo bi wo mu a ombebu obo obi bebredin ama wo mu wu ye no the former defense minister ye bonidin se ombra na bibi se beton. In fact south of way ebra helicopter ni si amount for start so mo fan serious pa because en some kind no dodo na buy nipa me kana say me Prophet Roger say MPP flag bearership race no obi win in the opa kosro opa abafom the winner is there and yes so who is the winner Kenny Japan and no see debi Baumia no see debi say papi on one car say helicopter crash be see in the sea on one na no car say be see in the sea nti see ano wa ba out no wa bo bi di say nipa be win elections and we need to take this serious. You go to nipa yes Prophet Roger or part say sa nipa no na the upcoming 31st January 2026 MPP flag bearership race according to him no sa nipa ne be win na sa nipa ne win sa elections we are that person will move on to win another elections. So which elections and nipa ne be win well in 24 says siniechi and ye den ye be hu chale. So yanko share this particular video involved ye babaka we will continue with this particular updates na hu nipa o kana asem no so the response if the other side hoba hwan ya Kene Japan kwamne Japan ana hwan ye video ye babaka be to aso onja bi prime minister mo ye ni ade onja me mabe kasha fa en kasha fa amen ba ede ame kasha because Baumian crofo no enjubilating okay and that is it okay oh wow mo some kesi amam commission
Odifo na kasa on kan kese. Eya bebu.
Me pekasa.
Daddy. Eya boko.
Omun jubilate.
Akuro ne fo.
Because the idea ni ya ne dia no. Anya yihwe ha.
Okay.
I'm feeling
Jesus.
So Dr. Baumi Ankrofo no.
Jubilate.
Omun jubilate.
So from the video we just watched, no, according to Prophet Roger, nipa obewini no, eye Baumia. Intimo amoye Team Ken, ena uwa ni akacho, nana are you connected? Mr. Minyenya connected ye, and minyenya connected ye. Why? Because according to Prophet Roger, or see me could Ken Japan, Ken Japan be loose. And you say be a Ken Japan and your correct candidate to debi. Name of Ken Japan. And she said, "Yankopon sha to what sisia no." Part say the presidency no. Sebio it is endu ni so ye. Ebedu ni so kra na enye sisia ebia another lifetime. Na emu na Captain Smart so odi nsem bi aba betuja. Nsem na Captain Smart edi aba betuja. Now according to Captain Smart no. Or patch say NDC4 sorry almost say we have the man, we have the intellectual yi ni ade. But then a new era of leadership, the eba. It is here the NDC party no, ushemu ya. You could see say, and I say conform mobano. They are intellectual. Once the first say NDC for the MB for beating because NDC for man go school, monte bro for Takashi, aha. But now MDC for Ankasano, as some mona omoye intellectuals no, as some no man go school. And MPP for no, uti or more. You ask yourself, say, I don't know be uncle school yamo chairman. I don't know be uncle school yamo your friend is original these are big questions. You go to sema Yenya Bema Captain Smart or the Tuja. When we come back, we will definitely dive into the other aspects of this particular issue. Eba. So let's watch this particular video. Bye.
I saw Pandai, there'll be trouble. So yesterday,
by-election.
Mr. By-election, Eba. Now, your by-election, you why would see me and run upon one tear? I knew what I was saying. Because some in himself, Pandai, you have a by-election. Akatu. And when you woo, Akatu. Eh? Every for me. Someone must have a oh, must have been charming. Would you so much pampaso? Maria Yenene. Okwadu me na me kro no oh eh sama nya kefa e be 2028 won won sit la say 80 say 80 88 there be 88 oh try me dem me kai 88 kumi ati afrim zaka 87 kwandai obefrim ebeka 86 na ka 2 eh New Patriotic Party, but I mean, I'm in trouble. But you say, we are lawyer for money answer. I can tell you on authority, 80% of the Penifodi party in Mumiansa for mom checking the garden for. Omani go Yansa party, Omunibi. Benin sound be Mafia. For 50 have caught a trap be out. Nafa lawyer. Justin, could you have a Nafa topic to us on discuss it? Oh, busy.
Sorry, you lost the elections.
You lost the elections.
But I'm calling you so court go defend.
Court to Mayor. Once a week case a dibimda. That's the good also a court a case a dibimda. Me and my content once a week case a dibimda. I don't even sound. Me, you see, politics, it's a game. 50 have caught a baby out here. Not just in Kodia to her. He is smart. Now you can't GDP. Just in Kodia, let me academy. Oh. Then I bet oh. But for 50 have caught a baby out here. Not for damn Kwakuboke. At a baby amity. Oh. But who say yes? And I'm home.
Sorry.
Weber. Okay. For I said, look at here. Me fili asedum katia bruta baby wunim asedum katia wunim say Rollins di na chi ebu
Machiro so
Rollins aje pen ni paper
Ya can't say crime no crime na to one na penny no whichever way the local government expect no enemy says Dr. Mary Grant aka say pa ye ma won ka speech a ye ntroye yes he Rollins who kwa omre chem me ye microphone that dey we kuta me we ade we ya me yi yeah me kasa ote ha ade we ya me yi we free me ho a my momo. He is smart. My strength is the microphone. He is the best. It's Rollins just said draft me. With the office or cano, my bullet point. I said look at how no deputy minister of agriculture say kana kuntu. I'm in trouble. Na said look at kuntu no do na chi table no Rollins na or throw na chi. Are they lie? Tell me if I'm lying. Fa say do get ebe tama kwondwe so. Na first 17 tra ba bia fiata what e. Yeah, can people executives so. Eh, me do nya 17 bedroom surgeon so no. Enye 17 nim nyansa wo. Eh papa no wa bin. Eh minim 17. So we ni ma me catch no minim ne pa. Na the bracket why me producer asamo. And strategically, yes, that fast. I'm also me produce me any MPP adwuma. But Stephen Tim, I am national chairman. Say and say but say for the time fear baby or telefa. I said don't catch you back now. A one number who say yes. Say politics no a game, any business. Say see if I had a busy. Etra baby afiata go tie. Afiata go baby otie fa Hana Bisiu. Dr. Hana Bisiu. Fa ne kwat now. Every view we on gasa kwa me fin dey.
Yeah, simple.
How come see?
That would that.
Kate dem for so much baby amite. Never topic to say yanka GDP.
Kankala.
Oh na be say ajala. He is smart. Ayo. He is the best. Captain Smart is the atasa. Every Captain.
So that is in summer a Captain Smart editor just obia reacted to it. So let us know what you think about all of these things, Captain Smart in summer or the ababe tuja. For Yantwa Sonian the camp of the Wesley Girls Senior High School, we gay he. In fact, I think say before anything, my minja voice need to neti hasi kakra, my memma mura kakra, itiwi. Alright, so this was what really happened. Wesley Girls Senior High School, SHS, as I'm seeing now, this was their signing of ultimately the girls' momentum, the girls' spirits, tough. Now, Wesley Girls have been in the news recently, partly because of a controversial issue, a quite religious issue. So, as at last 2-3 years, the same obi and a citizen, and some koko said. This share Muslim. And this share Muslim. The man in Bompire will school ho. Now, a more compulsory time be at saying in a SHS and a SSSC, ya a Catholic schools, SS no. Sabepe. Your timer, ye this him. Your timer, ye the Bompire. Ye morning a Ukraina. Ye want him be a to. Yes, because a Catholic school. We had Muslims and not who. If you not sing, just keep quiet. They'll be part of it. That is the thing that not a war. But then, according to a year, sir, petition out in some to compare and a Muslim. Never known to me, because him and to Jesus Christ and my name on pay 2. Nebano should be able to freely practice her religion in Wesley Girls Senior High School. 3. Nebano should freely be able to wear mayafi. When it is not the idea of pay, ebi okusukwa no de akọ. Na sansem na Wesley Girls say yente ase because we don't practice these things in the school and nipa de akọ say a infringement on the rights of that student and as any Muslim student of Wesley Girls. Now in seminar kwa amana ebibri. Let me say this before I bet to also. Me was school now was very good, okay? It me SHS 1 SHS 2 kra no. Now me person me testing my adrenaline to me control of deck. Yes, just to show say me so no adrenaline because by SHS 1 third time me read there was SHS 1 to SHS me reading in intimia me person me testing when I'm control of deck. That time I cry hasi. And one of the centers I'm control is AI Amadia Muslim school B. Me feel be now some Muslims a Muslim school in fact when I entered there sa center no Muslims from Kwaneko school. I bet you say who a Christian now callOkrana you have to wear Samaya Finibi. Interban say na Christians abdu omu school Wesley Girls and amusi boy na yen to aso. So this is where the whole court issue is coming in. Osha has say ya na no in same way eba no na eye Supreme Court order Wesley Girls Senior High School say in same way they are down more courts no they should come and also respond to it. Into say Supreme Court orders Wesley Girls Senior High School to respond to human rights abuse claims within 14 days. Human rights abuse claims no more can say obi a Muslim abest school mo o say omo call prep and as omo call godly hour onko bi omo bonfire on bonfire ni bi omo to him so on to be. Aside from that nipa no ye fast and as nipa no eni ti ko bo forma usi boy yenye ne saa. No see there be. Nipan say human rights abuse or their caucus in the Supreme Court say Wesley Girls or Mumbra Mekasa. But then we are seeing the crack in the Mahama administration. I didn't make us in some way by a pet. And Attorney General Yini Edibetu just say Wesley Girls has the right to practice the Methodist Christian faith and prevent other religious practices. Attorney General argues in Shafiq Osman's suit against Wesley Girls. Inti Attorney General Patch say Wesley Girls na ewo ho no. Methodist for there. Methodist for omo the missions omo buy no so kiyensi school tieniye. It omo see mission school Wesley Girls Senior High School. Omo say nyem banko ani intimi preaching the Christian faith first no not Wesley Girls school no Roman sisters in the ho nuns. Me a Catholic nti ukwa announce no ye nua no mba omudi omu esi ho se omo ne be man don be nyankopon adwuma kopem tam ombebu. They are virgins, nuns, Roman sisters. Inti saadi na edi training omu nti ye training wo no ne ye kire wo ade ye say vocation ne ye bie wa adwum ne ade ne ye promote girl child way back it will show Wesley Girls in 100 years in omo achepa wa Ghana ha say eno NSC ano yin ama democracy ene your friend is saying ene a whole lot of things have changed amene no obi atimi kobi oba no no awofo wo ya awofo na oba ne ye okay a no your ba otusu na opase a obetimi nyamu kwan na Muslim bi so nye school Muslim bi so nye school no kwan a they go there to actually learn. But then the issue here is only Muslim so they can't do what we get here for a year and see they be. Once we get for Muslim Methodist school, I'm a Muslim in Kwandie. I shouldn't go to your church activities. I shouldn't join you in singing hymns. I should pray and do my Allahu Akbar thing in your school. And now, Attorney General says, "Save you and kwasiasem." Because me and me here, I know kasi timer. Make sure son of that can me course AI Amadia school no. Me wo bia o se media me papa e malam and papa e kukubu sam into oko school mu ho no or the bosom me ko ho. Hey Muslims, mundi Muslims intia. Me I stayed in Fadama, Dakuma, Masalachi, Madina. Matata Muslim community bebre, they don't take nonsense. They wouldn't even allow you. And Attorney General say, "Esan say Wesley Girls, I am Methodist for sorry or school no. You have the right to say your friend is saying ye pa base, ye pa nyesi. So your Muslim now shane hawa. Go to AI Madia. Go your Muslim schools be bro. And no na. Your Muslim your friend is saying what's the name here? The education minister or Muslim. Harry ne drusu. Obe posti say anaso din say betu just say I am aware of the ongoing debate on restrictions on Muslim students in Wesley Girls Senior High School. It conflicts with international human rights standards. So this is what the education minister is saying. Now, the whole thing, the irony to what the education minister is saying, it conflicts with the international human rights standard. So international human rights standard, no, it allows us to wear normal dress at the school. Most intimation said in best school because in 21st obey should be you know. This same international school, no, and international human rights, a chess oba bitimaka say me gay, me a lesbian, no I call SHS, no I identify as such, untimi nyaneshe. This same international human rights, no, so it states say, oh yeah, your friend is saying you can do anything you want. Our SHS. They can't punish you near your rights. But yes, so you prevent all of these things in the name of discipline. The same education minister now no catch say you go sukua yentimi nya pay me near because we want to instill discipline. The same person is telling us say when it comes to Muslims today, the law should be different because it's use international human rights. Now you go school now in no wo mo kelly here pay me now ebi mu de natural tintin na wo se mo fan kono and no there it doesn't conflict with international students international human rights. That is the big question. Now no achimota student friend MacGyver or ye rasta any wa ko pie mu abruchi oto na school si muso rasta tintin mu ye ya ma na etima nko achimota ho eno no there it doesn't conflict with the national human rights. These are big questions. In the same way, and not tuja. No, this same way a tuja pe. And the Catholic bishops and Christian councils are here. More dama more room in committee won. Have you forgotten? Said the whole of Ghana, Catholics, senior kuta members, as in any religion. And it's true. Osha Catholic, Kuna. Church is a Ghana in a Catholic Kuno, eh? We 70%. Inti your political party now tia the Catholic Church nice you've ended your political party's career and now your own career. I'm telling you a free advice. Inti your friend is saying the Christian Council and also the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference and Christians Council of Ghana issue statement dey bebre me reading because there was a series of videos a person will share because among will be about share or more adjoin on this particular issue. But we share statement on what they buy now. Or more purchase a massa. You guys have to be careful. Oh. School near see no. Yen see a man buying. A near see a school. And among for baby we are using education and Ghana's a friend is saying I deal on the child you can refi. Adia teacher for chief for Shemian, Patro, adia teacher for no, almost so. Aha, I was once teaching them brief. Adia teacher for almost so the child, syllables, good. Syllables. In some follow syllables, no, and Wesley girls have Wesley go they learn hard. And Wesley girls through a year with the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference and a Christian Council. But just a massa. In some more come it doesn't make sense so. Discipline now, and then Wesley girls say a school. Now we see a discipline. It's because of these measures we've implemented for the past almost 100 years. Now, who buy also a Muslim too bad saying, are you okay? Oh, yeah, Muslim, I go to Northern Region School and I go school be here, Muslim, Madiana, Islamic, you go there and leave our school for us, leave Methodist school for us. As simple as that. Into Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference and Christian Council of Ghana, they brought out this statement. Also, Christian mission schools issued by the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference and the Christian Council of Ghana. The Christian Council, so masa, mamum beye sa nyema ewo hasi na same bebre. Me read it just the first one at the top and the last one. Other one they mean read because of Emre. Also, the question of whether non-Christian students, particularly Muslims, should be allowed to fully practice their religion within Christian mission schools in Ghana has become one of the most sensitive and widely debated issues in our national educational landscape. As surprisers, we are often called upon to explain why we insist on maintaining the Christian identity, practices, and ethos of the schools we founded. Our position is not rooted in hostility towards other faiths, but in a desire to preserve the integrity, of institutions we've built and nurtured for over a century. It's wege na ye ka ho asem no is over 100 years. And a school and you school no maybe a won 2006 and 2010 and when ya SS on kwant no me a Muslim ti say me ma me bompa na ye ma me family ti me ti embo school for enfre Allah and ye ma me family ti me mama embo fem and no crowd bit my but then you can't do certain things. And the Christian Council air party say sad discipline now oh you Muslim or bad person Wesley girls now on back your child should come out as the best. So sad discipline now you are yearning and you are grieving for no and now you are craving for no. Okay, sad discipline no you're over 100 years and your son because when we allow you to come and do what you want in the school, traditionalists and the Hindus for some what is good for the goose is good for the Ganges. Our position is not rooted in hostility towards other faiths, but in a desire to preserve the integrity of institutions we have built and nurtured over a century. A mission that touches history, law, culture, educational philosophy, and the church's fundamental role in Ghana. Now, my member down ho na okay, I think it's the second paragraph no so can be. Or see our historical and proprietorship claim forms the cornerstone of our argument. Christian mission schools were not created by the state. Tinye inti how in a drusu come blah beti. Christian mission schools were not created by the state. Aban mo nya una mo ye wege they be tinye wa hasi. Or see they arose because the different churches, Catholic, Methodist, Presbyterian, Anglican, and others saw education as a central expression of our missionary mandate. We acquired the land, built the schools, trained the teachers, shaped the ethos long before the modern state of Ghana existed. Hey, when the government began assisting us, primarily by paying teacher salaries and regulating curricula, it joined an already functioning system. State support, therefore, is a partnership, not a takeover. The ownership and identity of these schools reside with us. Government assistance does not diminish this identity, nor does it confer the right to alter the core religious character that defines these institutions. Hey, go to school. Go to school. So in here, no, the Christian Council, okay, and also the Catholic Bishops' Conference, argument in Semasa, Ghana, we got independence in 1957. Before 1957, no, Amanfobi Bekrum were no British missionaries. A bimo British missionaries, no Anglican for by, almost somenko, Presbyterian for so by, Methodist for by, Catholic for so by. No mu says here, ye per se yan crop for. Enom kota asase fi na nanom ho enom ankasa omu pace kan omu si omu school enom training teachers etua teachers sa first crack wege Wesley girls 70-60 years ago teachers ni ya bro for all the teachers were white missionaries. I'm telling you the truth. It will be o school no a doctor no we are obekwa ko ye ejuma wo England no abagana so obekye nuanom mba science because we tun ho esi wo so be nyankopon ejuma and a missionary e be also friend evangelist and evangelism no problem. It's about say South schools where it has been there before Ghana existed, which is true. Inti na Ghana benya independence no and see and the regulating niema. A person says syllable. The schools didn't know you form one. You go by one statement curricula. So what happened was that the government integrated with these SHS schools, the Catholic schools, the Presbyterian schools, the Methodist schools, and forth. It's a coexistence, our and yet take over. Now, there is another statement I might say. I feel a year wege for say if government continue to push this ideology, they will withdraw government from their school, and they have every right When they withdraw government from their school, they will make it a private school. Simple as that. This argument is simple. You're Muslim. Now they be a Muslim. Now person who school chiwiane school no so munya say chiwiane niema Muslim schools be breye wo Kumasi, Accra, Navrungu, Naman, Kobi. Ko nya opinion, but obi answer the faith and obi. That is it. Inti I will share some videos involved. This particular video I share no. Amanfo bi ababe react to this whole issue. Ekoso. And one of them, okay, the Catholic Bishops Conference omo ababe chechem dintia. They are standing firm on business, saying this whole issue of whether your friend is saying we should allow the Christian, the Muslims to do whatever they want in their school. They be ochichu. It's a young question in Semam or Mudi Tuja. When we come back, we will also continue with other reactions. If almost they are reacting in regards to this whole issue and this whole case. We would continue with this particular update. All right, so therefore, whilst we are working to get this particular video, yes, okay, I think so. Now the video is ready, so we will do our in Sema, the president of the Catholic Bishops Conference or the Tuja, and the arguments are all say, arguments are buying make say, Yema and conform by the umpe omu school no, it is not going to form any basis. And I'll say NDC should tread cautiously because Christians normally the majority in the country, and Catholics for that matter are the any Christian organization. So NDC government should tread very cautiously. Catholic for Omunya the Omoyanuta na Esuko Roma, you do what the Romans do.
You should bring it to our notice.
All right, come on and tell you the Maminka for your most Reverend Matthew Kwesi Jenfi, President Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference, Meneno Edin Komono. Now, answer we know baby, no. A football banner would be the Ministry of Education and, for that matter, the Ghana Education Service on this particular issue.
Yeah, when the banner on any accident, say, yeah, can you a I was there, Abane on the Ministry of Education, they will say, they are sorry near this school back, Ghana, before independence. Yeah, Chira and Sana, Abane, even before independence, all starting so, or shot here, or boy, I said, you're very bit in Nipano, now Baba, boy, Ghana, money. And I said, Gold Coast manager. It is said that Muslims have been in Catholic schools. Catholics have been to Muslim schools. Presbyterians have been to Methodists. All over. Conflict is being anyhow. Conflict, there have not been any conflict. But statements now, or more they should know. So there's a difference. And Ministry of Education also make that difference very, very clear. We have schools started by the missions and the Muslims. They started with a philosophy, a purpose. Later, the government came in to assist. We call this government-assisted schools. It doesn't mean that it belongs to the government. We enter into partnership with our sisters to train people for the nation. And yet, you are sisters in Kino. You say, sir, you are coming to throw away our philosophy. It's say I had to who are artistic, it's where you need to make it like any other school. That one will not fly. It will not fly today, it will not fly anywhere. We obey laws, but we don't obey bad laws. We don't obey bad policies, no matter from whom it is coming. They are very, very clear, as I'm saying, and they can verify it. To whoever says that he can remove our doctrine, our philosophy, our educational philosophy, our social teachings that help this thing from our education, remove them and bring all other things there so that there is nothing there. That is a bad law, a bad policy. And we don't follow bad laws and bad policy. One, it cannot agree. We enter into partnership. Not that you should come and take over and destroy everything that we have also established. No. So, Green Memorial, don't stick to all these things that he's saying, and then you will see what really the school will become. And even the government school, you won't do that.
Methodist, the Wesley Girls School must insist. Really, they must insist on what has brought the school to where it is, for which reason parents want to send their wards there. Private college must insist on what has brought the school to the levels that people want to attend. TIMS must insist. Look, there was this ruling about the Rasta man in Achimota. People were jubilating. We must allow right. If you are a young man and you are going to school, are you going to learn discipline or you want to do what pleases you?
No, but Rasta doesn't mean you are in.
What Rasta? Go to Rasta school. The school says you must keep your head at a certain.
Now in the US doing.
Forget about that. I've seen him writing all. You see, we must not introduce impunity in our system.
But what is impunity?
What are you talking about? The school says ABC. That's why we learn discipline. After school, if you want to do your own thing, go and do your own thing.
You mean conformity?
Conformity.
What is it?
Then they must also go there and say that you will not attend prep. It's against our religion.
We wear bosses.
What is this?
We wear bosses to lectures.
This right is what some professors asked us to be doing tumu in this country. Remember, tumu, LGBTQ. I saw professors going to court. We must allow men and men, women and women to be sleeping because of right. Small thing, we are in court. Because we think that we know English.
You think that's a bin of
But Wesley girls must insist. They can go to court and get their ruling. You go and meet the teachers there. What is this business? We are going to practice our religious faith. We must do, what is it? Your words are there to learn discipline. When they come back to their homes, you infuse your religion into them.